With Election Day next Tuesday, one organization says a Cottage Grove church is stepping out of line in asking its congregants to not vote for a certain candidate.
Armand Rahman spoke with an expert to ask the question, did this church break the law?
Eric and Charlotte, one side, the Freedom from Religion Foundation, says the answer is yes, that taxpayers should not subsidize political speech from an entity that doesn't have to pay taxes. But a political expert tells me it's not so simple.
We have laws in this country, and churches are not above the law.
Annie Laurie Gaylor and the Freedom from Religion Foundation believe St. Patrick's Catholic Church in Cottage Grove broke that law with this March 26 bulletin.
We asked the IRS to investigate.
In it, Father Brian Dooley wrote to his congregants that next Tuesday in the election for Wisconsin Supreme Court, quote, "It's a moral sin to render aid to the cause of abortion. As a Catholic, I urge you, for the salvation of your soul, do not vote for her in the Supreme Court race."
That they were not to vote for Janet Protasiewicz. Their salvation would be in danger if they voted for the person the priest didn't want them to vote for.
According to the IRS, all 501c3 tax-exempt organizations are absolutely prohibited from engaging in any political campaign on behalf of or in opposition to any candidate.
Leafletting and going door to door, they have complete ability as a voter to make their mark, but they can't use their church resources or their nonprofit tax-exempt resources.
But according to constitutional law expert Howard Schwaber,
this is complicated because we have to go back to basic principles. Not that many years ago, this would have been a very simple answer, but the courts have become increasingly unpredictable.
According to Schwaber, in this case, the government would have to justify to the court why it's treating a religious speaker differently than any other.
If your claim is separation of church and state, that's your justification, you're going to have to make that fit into a very narrow, originalist, historically grounded notion of what that separation entails and doesn't.
A narrow notion, he says, has become more relaxed, especially with the current Supreme Court.
To not only allow but require more and more public support for and public interaction with religious institutions in the name of neutrality.
And Pastor Brian Dooley with the church declined our request for an interview, but sent us a statement which reads, "Thank you for allowing me to clarify. My heart is filled with love for you and for our nation. My comments are coming from a place of love. I don't want anyone of any faith to suffer eternal fire in hell for supporting the killing of the unborn. You are in my prayers."